I just got done with another dental appointment and I probably spend more time than I would like to at the dentist. I've had a lot of broken teeth issues that I've had to get fixed. So I have a couple tips that I like to try to abide by every time I go to the dentist. So the first thing I try to do, the first thing I always do is brush my teeth before I go there because I want to make sure they have a clean surface to work on and that I don't have any excess food residue left over. I try to floss my teeth ahead of time so that way I don't have any food in between my teeth that flies out when they floss my teeth. And I try to use mouthwash as well ahead of time. But when I get there, if I haven't, or even if I have, I usually take the cup that they have of mouthwash or ask for one if they didn't put one out yet and use that so I can make sure that my breath is not breathing anything crazy in the face of the dentist. So along with that, and these are some tips that no matter what, your dentist is not going to care too much about these things, but it's just something that I try to do. So one thing I additionally do is I'll whiten my teeth ahead of time usually if I'm getting a tooth repaired, because say if they're doing bonding or if they're putting a cap or a other type of fake tooth in, you want to make sure that your teeth are the color that you want them to be, so that way when they match that tooth to the tooth next to it, they're going by that color. So if your color of teeth are darker than you would want them to be, they might be going off of that color. So you want them to be the color that your teeth would be when you whiten them. So I usually use a Crest white strip and whiten them with that just so they can match it up with that. Another thing I do, since they're up close with your face, I try to make sure I've got I have a video about it's called the Bellaby or Belabe or something like that, where it's a hair remover for your lip hair. So I try to do that ahead of time since they're up close and personal. If you have any nose hairs that are unruly at the moment, you might want to try to trim them up, or your brows, definitely do a little couple of tweezing in there. I try to just put at least a little bit of makeup on to look presentable, but a lot of times I'll go there and I don't even have any makeup on at all. So it's like I said, it's not they're going to care, but it's just as far as looking presentable. For hair, sometimes I'll just throw it back or have it flat. But if I do have it in a ponytail, I try to make sure it's up enough where it's not sticking out in the back, because when I've done that before, when I'm lying back on the chair, then it annoys me. It's kind of in the way. So something to think about. And you don't want to have your hair too all over the place where it's getting in their way. So that's another thing to think about. I do get my eyelashes done and I have gotten some compliments on that. So that's nice to just kind of keep yourself up or just make yourself look nice. And for your mask, I would say try to make sure that your mask is clean if it's a reusable one, or even if it's not. I had a disposable mask that I used. I was reusing it and it got a little dirty, and they're like, "Oh, I see your mask is dirty. You want an additional mask or a new mask?" So, that's not something I want somebody to notice. The other thing is dog hair. My dogs, I get at least from Xena, I get so much hair on me all over the time. So when I'm walking out of the house or in my car, I try to keep a lint roller if I can, try to just get that off before I go in, because a lot of times when I leave the house, it looks like I just went for a wrestle with my dog. It's all over me, and she just has this habit of rubbing up against me right before I leave. So I try my best, but I'm sure people can tell that they probably assume I have a dog or a cat. So that's definitely something to think about. For my lips, again, since they're up close and personal, I usually just line them, and I don't put a lipstick or a gloss on, because that might get a little bit messed up, especially if you're spitting or spraying or whatever, or leaning up against it. So what I do is I just put a moisturizing lip balm on, so the lips are soft, they don't look like they're cracked up. And they just look a little bit more presentable. So just little things. I do wear a little bit of perfume. I always put my deodorant on, but try not to go too crazy with the perfume since might be in a small space. At least for me, it's a small area that they're working in. So in case the dentist might be pregnant or somebody around might be pregnant, you don't want them to have to, or maybe they just don't like the smell or they're sensitive to smell. Some people get migraines. I actually have had that happen before with too strong of scents when I'm smelling a lot of candles. So just kind of like take it easy on the cologne or perfume so that way it's not too strong a smell, but make sure you smell clean. Yeah, so those are some of the tips that I have. If you like this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and otherwise we'll see you next time. And like I said, the dentist is not going to specifically care about any of these things. They're not going to be judging you on this, but I do believe that they'll notice a difference between if you do these things or if you don't do these things. So just something to think about. Also, if you wear your own sunglasses, so I know a lot of times dentists will provide sunglasses you can wear, but if you bring your own, maybe just make sure they're cleaned up, don't have a ton of dust on them or scratches or something like that. Again, not that they're judging, but it's just, to look more presentable.